She had developed a cough, and it was something that she, for a while, sort of attributed to something else. At a certain point, though, she said that she was going back to the pulmonologist, and I said, well, I'd like to go with you because this is kind of silly that this has gone on for so long. And we went to the pulmonologist that day, and he then told her that it was lung cancer and that it was advanced. I was taking her to the hospital because she continued to decline to the point that she had lost so much weight. And so she said it. She said, I don't want to be in the hospital anymore, to be, hooked up to all these machines. They wake me up in the middle of the night. I just want to have some peace and I want to go home. And it was a late night call to that sort of emergency line that hospice had, that we could, that we were able to make arrangements to come to the acute care facility, because she was just having this really desperate moment of crisis where she couldn't catch her breath and she was nervous and anxious. So they made all the arrangements and transported her here to Trustbridge. We arrived on a Thursday night, and it was Sunday or Monday, I would say, that Dr. Gonzalez came in and took over management of my mother's care. And when he came in, he just was so interested in her as a person, not as a patient, but in her as a person.
The professional satisfaction from doing this comes from seeing the patient comfortable. And that other part that brings us to this kind of work, which is, for most of us, it's empathy and the desire to know these people on a different level.
We had a lot of people here from really about Sunday night to Wednesday when my cousins had arrived, and yet they all left on Wednesday. And on Thursday, it was just me and my mother. Dr. Gonzalez came in around 7 o'clock, and I said to him, I said, I think we're getting close. And he said, I think so too. Okay. This is when he said to me, if you're not here tomorrow, I want to thank you for letting me care for your mother. And I'm thinking, we're so grateful that we got you to care for her, not the other way around. But it was just so sweet.
To me, and I think I speak for my colleagues, it's an honor to be allowed into a person's life at a time like this. This is one of the most, when people are the most vulnerable, and that's a privilege.
I heard my mother breathe differently than she had, because there was a cadence to it, and she made sort of a gasping noise. And I stood there for a second because I thought, there was something just made me think. And I went around the corner, and she wasn't breathing anymore, and she wasn't moving, and so I think I just hugged her and almost crawled into bed. And probably did that for about 10 minutes before I went out and notified the nurses and said that I think that she passed. So
this is my 22nd year. I've never looked back. I've never regretted it. I get to come here. I work with incredible people. I work with angels. These nurses and CNAs are incredibly special people. And I have a group of colleagues. We're 33 doctors who are like-minded, who share this passion. I'm not alone in this. I'm not special. It's incredibly rewarding.
To be here in this environment, which is so beautiful and so peaceful, surrounded by people who, this is their passion, this is what they do, this is what they've chosen to do with their life in order to give us this gift. I would hope that no one would have to make this decision, but the reality is everyone may have to at some point, and if it's a decision that you have to make, there's no better choice than to come to Trustbridge, because this was such a
a needed environment for my family and gave us just the best possible time with my mother in the time that she had left.